Hello and greetings for all my viewers. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Rohma Hussain, studying clinical psychology as my major in Pakistan. Currently, I am pursuing my sixth semester in College of Coastal Georgia as an international student. I am placed here. Um, in this semester I was decided to do some research project, and I did it under the supervision of Dr. Aurora Ramos, and the topic of my research is relationship between emotional intelligence and decision making among young American adults. First of all, I would like to give some literature review, and there are some international and indigenous researches are present over these two variables and its relationship. And Sumethil in 2015 carried out a research to find out effect of emotional intelligence over the leadership skills and the leader's skills to make a decision, and his results revealed that there is a relationship between decision making and the emotional intelligence levels. And the study also revealed that the emotional intelligence has the high impacts over the decision making of leaders. And secondly, Mogatham in 2011 studied the relationship between decision making styles. You know that there are five decision making styles: rational, spontaneous, intuitive, dependent, and avoidant. And he did a research to find a relationship whether emotional intelligence has some impact over the decision making styles. And this research was done in Iran, and the target population was Iranian. And the results put forth a negative relationship between emotional intelligence and the rational or avoidant decision making styles. And this research revealed that there is a positive relationship between emotional intelligence and intuitive style of decision making of managers. Then Mubashir and Mushtaq in 2017 conducted an empirical study of institution of higher learning that focused on the relationship between various emotional intelligence dimensions with decision making of academic leaders. And the dimensions are empathy, emotions and orientation of emotions. And the finding indicated that there is a positive relationship between emotional intelligence and decision making among academic leaders. Now the turn is to discuss about the rational of my study. Every individual in this world, every individual possess an ability to observe his surrounding and to learn something about it, and remember to keep this information in his mind. And at the time when he needs this information, he recall this information and apply this information in his life to his behavior in an effective or adaptive way. The previous literature review shows that the emotional intelligence facets have some impacts on the process of problem solving and to find out the solution to their problems and decision making process. According to Goldman, who was the psychologist and put forth the models of emotional intelligence, Goldman model, the social awareness skill of emotional intelligence, service orientation, empathy, and organizational awareness have affected the judgments and guiding what decision has to make. This statement was given by the Goldman, and my present study aims to find relationship between emotional intelligence and decision making among American adults. This is the pictorial representation of my, you can say, the hypothesis. Emotional intelligence, we have taken it as an independent variable that has some impact. Its facets that are motivation, empathy, emotional stability, managing relations, value orientation, commitment, motivation, integrity, and awareness have some impact over the decision making process factors that are emotions, motivation, and self regulation. Decision making process is taken as a dependent variable. Okay, the null hypothesis of my research is there is no relationship between emotional intelligence and decision making among young American adults. So we are trying to prove it wrong, and definitely the alternative hypothesis is there is likely to be a positive correlation between emotional intelligence and decision making. Now we move toward the methodology, and first of all, the research design I would like to discuss. um, correlational study and the correlation research design has been followed in this research to investigate the relation between emotional intelligence and decision making, and the following study is focused to find the whether there is a positive or negative correlation between emotional intelligence and decision making. Now, the participant characteristic I want to discuss, our target population of the following research is young American adults and of both sexes. Both sexes, a sample of 100 young adults has taken by a random sampling technique, and the emerging adults of aged 18 to 25 years are the participants of the following study. The participants are from different socioeconomic status: low socioeconomic status, middle, or the high. The participants of the following study are of different relationship statuses, whether they are single, divorced, married, or separated, whether what it is. What material and measures, actually the questionnaires I have we have used in this research, the social demographic form. In the social demographic form, there are questions related to their country name, age, sex, education, marital status, and employment. Then the emotional intelligence scale that I used was the high emotional intelligence scale, and emotion this scale was actually developed in 2002 and was used to measure the independent variable emotional intelligence. In this tool, there are 34 items to measure the 10 facets of emotional intelligence, which are self awareness, empathy, emotional stability, self motivation, self development, integrity, value orientation, commitment, and altruistic behavior. The obtainable score range for this scale is 34. This is the lowest score to 170. 170 is the highest one, where high score indicates high level of emotional intelligence. The low score indicates the lower level of emotional intelligence. The EIS content validity was high, and the reliability of the scale is 0.88 according to the Usman and Kareem research in 2017. And the decision making questionnaire, it was developed by Lizarge and her companions, her co-workers in 2009, and it was used to examine the factors, actually the factors that influence the decision making. And the factors are the subjective or situational or time. So we just took the subjective factors and to check the influence of intelligence over the subjective factors. First order factors structure comprises of 10 scales: uncertainty, motivation, self-regulation, cognition, social pressure, work pressure, time pressure, information and goals, and the consequences of decision and emotions. Items of 3 out of 10 subfactors, actually these are the 10 subfactors that they use. Lizarge find the relationship among them. We just took the 3 out of 10 subfactors, were selected by were selected to develop the appropriate tool for the following study, because we are just checking whether there is a emotional intelligence influence over decision making. So we accordingly, our topic, we just took out the 3 subfactors of decision making tool that was developed by Lizarge, and this tool has significant reliability and validity. The next scale, now we will discuss about the scales, emotional intelligence scales. The items are based on 7-point Likert scale, ranging from strongly agree, that is assigned the number 1, score 1, to strongly disagree. So from lower to high. Lower score near to 34 means that the participant has high range of emotional intelligence, and the score near to 238 means that the participant has low range of emotional intelligence. Next one is decision making questionnaire scale. For this questionnaire, we set the scale of 5 point Likert scale ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Score near to 15 means that participant has high connection between the factors that affect the decision making process, and score near to 75 means the participant has low level connection between among the factors that affect the decision making process. Okay, this is the, now we are moving toward the results. What the results we find after when we run the data analysis. So this is the result. This is the graphical representation of the results. So you can clearly see there is a slope, and it's a rising slope. It means that there is a positive correlation between decision making and the emotional intelligence variables. So this slope is rising upward, means as the emotional intelligence score is becoming higher, the decision making also, the scores of decision making, it's actually the direct relation. As one increases, the other one is also increases. As one decreases, the other one scores is also decreasing. It is called the positive relation correlation. This is the descriptive statistics. After the data analysis and to run the analysis, we find there is emotional intelligence mean is 90.41. It is average, and the standard deviation is 33.54, and then the number of the participants and that completed the survey to run the correlation, and the decision making mean is 44.81. It is also very significant, and the standard deviation is 7.48. Okay, this is the correlations and the emotion intelligence and the DM. You can clearly see that there is sign two-tailed is 0.44 and also the 0.44. So correlation is significant at 0.05 level. I found a positive correlation between decision making and emotional intelligence, and you can say there is a high reliability and consistency. So this means that people with high emotional intelligence have good decision making processing. And okay, let's move toward the discussion. The purpose of the study was to locate whether there exists any type of relationship between decision making and emotional intelligence, and the results clearly show that there is a significant positive relationship between the variables. So participants who score low on emotional intelligence scale means high emotional intelligence range, and who score high means low emotional intelligence range. Though the participants who score low on decision making scale mean there is strongly satisfactory connection between the factors that affect decision making process, and those who have high emotional intelligence range means the low scores over the scale have also low scores on decision making scale, that is satisfactory connection between factors. So it shows that there is a strong positive relation between emotional intelligence and decision making factors that affect decision making process. So my next future goal regarding the following research is to run comparative study by collecting data from the participants of two completely different cultures. For example, I would like to collect data from Pakistani nation when I will be back to my country, and run a comparative study between the Pakistani culture and the American culture. So let's hope what we get, what we okay. The following study will continue um, I hope that I will continue this study by introducing a new variable. And I was thinking about the incidental memory, that I want to check the relationship and I want to run the correlation, actually the correlation study between three variables: emotional intelligence, decision making, and the incidental memory. So on which we actually, me and my supervisor are already working at. It will be a correlation study between these three variables, that will be the emotional intelligence, decision making, and incidental memory. That's all about my research. And i did I found that it's actually a great experience for me to visit America and to do a research over the American population, and especially over that topic that was not discussed before. And these are two different variables that are and this is the very new study over the American population, you can say. So thank you so much, and I really enjoyed by working with the Americans, and this was a great opportunity for me to nourish my skills. And thank you so much for all of you, and especially the College of Coastal Georgia and my supervisor. Thank you so much.